We know awkward fighters. Real fighters know awkward fighters. He's not an awkward fighter. He's just a dumb fighter.
You trying to kill me or I'm trying to kill you. You know, I think it's, let's go in here and make this money. You know, it's more of a business tactic than anything.
Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. You have the Paul brothers and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're gonna do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're gonna spot us somehow.
At the press conference, Gervonta Davis escalated the tension by issuing a direct threat to Jake Paul, vowing to end the fight in brutal fashion and leave no doubt about the outcome. With unwavering confidence, he declared that he's coming to knock Jake out and secure the bag, fully assured in his power and determination.
He's a fighter that just started fighting. That's, you know how when somebody first come in the gym and yeah. When somebody first come in the gym and they've been coming for like a little minute, so they think they nice now. They ain't get all the everything down packed, but that's how he fight. I don't think he's an awkward fighter. Awkward is somebody, I don't want to call them names, but awkward is different from him. He's not awkward. We know awkward fighters. Real fighters know awkward fighters. He's not an awkward fighter. He's just a dumb fighter.
At the press conference, Gervonta Davis escalated the tension by issuing a direct threat to Jake Paul, vowing to end the fight in brutal fashion and leave no doubt about the outcome. With unwavering confidence, he declared that he's coming to knock Jake out and secure the bag, fully assured in his power and determination. Hearn didn't mince words when addressing the unusual matchup between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul, emphasizing the clear gap between real boxing and staged entertainment. According to him, this fight belongs entirely to the latter, serving more as a spectacle for attention than a true contest of skill or credibility. He even laughed at the idea, calling it hilarious, and warned that such exhibitions should never be mistaken for professional boxing at the highest level. His remarks highlight the growing concern among traditional promoters that entertainment-driven bouts are overshadowing the sport's true essence.
We're getting Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. What can you tell me about that? What can you tell me about why Jake and Anthony has maybe been put to the side for now?
Yeah, they always told us that it was, we were looking at that fight for February of next year, and they always said that there was a chance that Jake would fight in November. I think, wasn't I the one that broke Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis 6 months ago or something? I knew that they'd agree that deal. I didn't know they were about to announce it then, but I did know that they'd agreed that deal previously. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. I mean, I think we need to really differentiate between boxing and an entertainment concept, and that's what that is. It's a freak show. It's entertainment. It's a lightweight fighting a cruiserweight. With, I don't know, is it bigger gloves and certain minutes per round? I don't know what it is, but, I understand the market and I understand this freak show shock kind of the world mentality of people potentially tuning in. Is that a step too far? Maybe. I mean, I hated Jake Paul against Mike Tyson, but it did massive numbers. I hate Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis. It'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it isn't going to do good business. However you want to be involved with it is another kettle of fish. I don't want to be involved with it, but I do respect the fact that it's going to do big numbers.
Ariel Helwani offered a different viewpoint, noting that fans in MMA often embrace and enjoy unconventional spectacles, yet react negatively when the same happens in boxing. He called this an unfair double standard, arguing that while the Davis versus Paul matchup isn't traditional boxing, it still carries entertainment value that audiences will appreciate. Helwani stressed that the fight shouldn't be judged by the standards of title bouts or sanctioned events, but instead viewed as a one-off show. In his eyes, if spectacle fights are accepted in other combat sports, boxing fans should also be able to enjoy this contest without excessive criticism.
Fight at. Generally, I'm sure it'll be a little bit closer, maybe 200 to 150. How much bigger can Tank get? Why would that be somewhat celebrated in MMA, but in boxing it isn't? Do you know what I mean, Pizzi? In MMA, like we sort of love the freak shows, but in boxing they don't. Why do you think that is? What does that say about us in MMA?
Well, we're a sick bunch of fucks. There's no doubt about that. But I will
You
say,
agree,
like,
right, or no?
yeah. Like the idea of the MMA freak show is everybody coming together and saying, "Oh, we're gonna watch a freak show. This is what this is. We know what this is. It is absolutely mental. What we're gonna watch here." I think where people get annoyed with Jake is like, he even got me. You know what I mean? This guy is the greatest outrage farmer of all time. I saw his tweet and I was like, reading it, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, this is exactly what he fucking wants me to do. Like this is every time I'm doing this, he's in the game of getting eyeballs, and this is ridiculous. As long as why do I like an MMA freak show? Why would I watch Eddie Hall in an MMA fight against Dylan Dennis? I'd be like, this is fucking ridiculous, and I have to watch it. That's the way I feel about Jake Paul and Davis. I will watch it. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's all of us getting together to go to the circus for the evening. I think the reason why there's pushback against it when Jake does it is because Jake, and obviously tactfully, is going like, what are you talking about? This guy's a world champion. I took out Mike Tyson. He's a world champion. And then I'm going to take out Canelo and stuff like this. Like he's winding us up. He's not agreeing to the stipulation that we're all agreeing on, which is this is a freak show. This is absolutely mental. As long as we can agree with that, we can all enjoy it collectively.
Chael Sonnen took a harsher stance, dismissing Jake Paul's credibility as a boxer and claiming that neither of the Paul brothers are known for genuine boxing skills. Instead, he argued, they leverage their fame and wealth to land fights with big names. Sonnen pointed out the recurring pattern of Jake selecting legendary or accomplished opponents despite the clear gap in technical ability, framing these matchups as money-driven spectacles rather than fair or competitive contests. His sharp criticism echoed the view of many who see this fight as more about influence and attention than a true display of boxing talent.
Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. You have the Paul brothers and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're gonna do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're gonna spot us some pounds. Tank has one job to do, that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skills, of which I am an abundance of and of which you have none of. Tank is telling anybody that will listen that there's a size problem. My skills and my experience in boxing, I do not have to wonder who's in the bar tonight. Any bar I go to, I rule the bar. No, it turns out that you don't. Just need some big guy to corner you, apparently. Boxing has never stood its ground. Boxing has never been able to explain why Floyd needed a half hour to get rid of a guy who's never boxed before. Tank Davis has already began this. When you choose a dum-dum, don't be surprised when he goes out and acts.
One of the most talked about aspects of the Davis vs. Jake Paul exhibition is the stark size difference between the two. Davis is a natural lightweight, while Paul competes closer to cruiserweight, creating a massive weight gap. This disparity has sparked speculation that the fight could be predetermined. Analysts argue that regardless of the outcome, Jake stands to benefit more than Davis. A win would boost his credibility against a proven star, while a loss could easily be brushed aside as expected due to the mismatch. These doubts have only fueled rumors that the fight's result may be orchestrated to serve Paul's career trajectory.
He should beat Jake Paul, shouldn't he?
No, he shouldn't.
But you don't think? Sorry. So, I thought we were all unanimous here. Do you think that
shouldn't.
You think Jake Paul beats Gervonta Davis?
70 pounds is 70 pounds.
Gervonta Davis is very small. 5'5".
He's tiny, bro. That's what I'm
You
saying.
got Jake Paul
He's a little
6'1".
man.
If Jake Paul's tucking up,
move on,
and absorbing punishment for walking forward, then look, there's a weight advantage.
Ryan Garcia likened the Davis versus Paul event to past controversial boxing matchups, such as Mike Tyson's exhibition bouts that fans never truly demanded. He admitted that the public isn't asking for this fight either, yet noted that the boxing world often pushes these spectacles forward regardless. Garcia emphasized the clear size disadvantage Davis faces against Paul, calling the matchup unfair from the outset. In his view, while many fans may feel uneasy about it, they'll ultimately have to accept the fight due to the hype and financial incentives powering it.
Bro, that's a fucking disgrace of a fight.
Yeah.
You know it. Just like the Mike Tyson, low-key was a disgrace, but we accepted it. But
yeah,
he was 60 years old. I mean,
right.
The casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're gonna think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis he's actually really small. Like when I fought him, like, he's small.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a very unfair fight.
Jake Paul stirred more controversy by mocking Davis with one of his trademark publicity stunts. In a video, he smashed a cake designed to look like Davis, using the gesture to taunt and provoke his opponent. While intended to humiliate Davis, the move also sparked major online buzz, once again showcasing Paul's knack for promotion. The destruction of the tank-shaped cake grabbed headlines and fueled the rivalry narrative, reminding fans that Paul thrives on spectacle and psychological games just as much as he does inside the ring.